You want to know the signs of a gorgeous woman? Let me tell you, it's not just about what's on the outside, it's what's inside that makes all the difference. A gorgeous woman walks into a room and she doesn't just fill it with her presence, she owns it. It's not about the clothes she wears or how perfectly her hair is done. No, it's the confidence she carries, the way she holds herself. It's that sense of self-respect that doesn't need anyone to validate it. You see, when a woman knows her worth, she doesn't need to scream for attention. She commands it without a single word. A gorgeous woman, she's not afraid to speak her mind. She's got a voice and she's not afraid to use it. But let me tell you, she uses it with wisdom. She knows when to speak, and more importantly, she knows when to listen. There's a strength in silence too, and when she speaks, people listen. That's not just charisma, that's power, true power. But it ain't all about being strong, oh no. A gorgeous woman shows vulnerability too. She doesn't wear a mask to hide her pain, her struggles. She shows the world her scars, because she understands they're not weaknesses, they're proof of her resilience. She's been knocked down, but every time she gets back up. And she doesn't apologize for it. She owns it. She embraces her imperfections and turns them into her greatest assets. Now, what about how she treats others? A gorgeous woman treats people with kindness. She doesn't look down on others because she knows that every person has their own battles. She respects people, no matter where they come from or what they've been through. It's not about wealth or status, it's about heart. If you don't have a good heart, none of that other stuff matters. She knows that. And that's what makes her so beautiful. She lifts others up. She makes people feel seen, heard, and valued. She doesn't just take from the world, she gives back in ways you can't always measure, like kindness, like support, like love. A gorgeous woman, she's not afraid of ambition. She knows what she wants in life and she goes after it with everything she's got. She doesn't need to prove anything to anyone. She knows her own worth. Her goals are clear. Her actions speak louder than any words ever could. She's not here to compete with anyone. She's here to create her own path. She's not afraid to make mistakes because she knows that's how you grow. That's how you learn. And here's the thing. Her beauty, it doesn't fade with time. It only deepens. It's like a fine wine. The more she lives, the more she learns, the more she grows, the more her beauty shines. It's not just skin deep. It's the wisdom in her eyes, the strength in her walk, the grace in her movements. It's the compassion she carries, the fire she fuels, the intelligence she ignites. A gorgeous woman understands that real beauty is about balance. It's about peace within yourself. You can't be beautiful on the outside if you're not at peace on the inside. She's learned that over time. The woman who can stand firm in her truth, no matter what life throws at her, is a woman who radiates beauty beyond measure. And that, my friends, is the kind. When she walks into a room, you know it. Not because of the clothes she wears or how she looks. No, you know it because her energy fills the space. Her presence alone reminds you that beauty isn't just something you see, it's something you feel. A gorgeous woman doesn't need to be perfect. She's perfect in her imperfection. And that, my friends, is what makes her truly unforgettable. True beauty comes from a woman who knows her worth and carries herself with confidence, not relying on validation from others. A gorgeous woman knows when to speak and when to listen, using her voice with power and wisdom while also embracing silence when needed. Her strength comes from her ability to embrace vulnerability, learn from her struggles, and turn her imperfections into sources of strength. She treats others with respect and kindness, understanding that everyone has their own battles, and she lifts others up without looking down on them. She is ambitious and driven, focused on creating her own path and learning from mistakes, while her beauty deepens over time through personal growth and inner peace. Confidence and self-respect are at the core of what makes a woman truly gorgeous. When a woman knows her worth, she doesn't seek validation from others. She stands firm in her identity. Her confidence isn't rooted in arrogance, but in a deep understanding of who she is and what she brings to the table. It's that quiet assurance, the kind that comes from within, that doesn't need to shout or demand attention. A woman who has self-respect won't tolerate being treated poorly because she recognizes that she deserves respect, kindness, and love. She doesn't need to chase after approval or try to fit someone else's mold. Her self-respect sets boundaries, and those boundaries are a reflection of how much she values herself. She understands that true beauty starts from within, and that when you honor yourself, others will naturally do the same. This confidence allows her to walk into any room and own it, without ever needing to boast or brag. She doesn't need to impress anyone because she already knows she's worthy of being seen, being heard, and being valued. Her presence alone commands respect, and that comes from the power of truly knowing who you are and never compromising on your integrity. Wisdom and strength in communication are qualities that define a woman's true beauty. It's not just about what she says, but how she says it and when she chooses to speak. A woman who communicates with wisdom understands the power of her words. She doesn't speak just to fill the silence or to impress. Her words are intentional, thoughtful, and rooted in experience. She knows when to share her thoughts and when to listen. Sometimes the most powerful thing a person can do is listen, really listen to others, offering empathy and understanding without rushing to respond. A woman with this strength in communication doesn't need to raise her voice to be heard. Her words carry weight because they're thoughtful, well-measured, and delivered with respect. When she speaks, people pay attention, not because she's loud, but because she's clear, grounded, and genuine. But wisdom in communication also means knowing when silence is the answer. A woman who knows the right moment to hold back and listen is just as powerful, if not more so, than one who always speaks. It's a balance of knowing when to share, when to pause, and when to let the quiet moments speak louder than words ever could. Resilience and vulnerability go hand in hand, and together they create a strength that is unshakable. A woman who is truly gorgeous doesn't shy away from her struggles. She faces them head-on and emerges stronger. Life throws challenges her way, but she doesn't let them define her. Instead, she uses every setback as an opportunity to grow, to learn, and to rebuild. She rises, not because she's invincible, but because she understands that falling down is part of the journey. Vulnerability is a key part of that strength. She's not afraid to show her true self, even when it means exposing her scars. In fact, she understands that those scars are proof of her resilience. They tell the story of battles fought, of lessons learned, and of a spirit that refuses to be broken. Vulnerability doesn't make her weak, it makes her real. It makes her approachable, relatable, and human. Through both her resilience and her vulnerability, a gorgeous woman becomes more than just someone who faces life's challenges. She becomes someone who inspires others to do the same. Her willingness to be open, to be imperfect, and to grow makes her strength all the more profound. She is resilient because she has allowed herself to be vulnerable. As a leader, the civil unrest inspires inspiration, and her ability to speak out and say things when she feels important, the more she is wanted. Kindness and empathy are the true markers of a woman's beauty. A gorgeous woman doesn't just focus on her own life and struggles, she sees the world through others' eyes. She understands that every person has their own battles, their own stories, and she approaches them with a heart full of compassion. She doesn't judge, she listens. She doesn't condemn, she seeks to understand. Empathy allows her to connect with people in a way that makes them feel heard, valued, and respected, no matter where they come from or what they've been through. Kindness is the natural extension of her empathy. She doesn't need a reason to be kind, it's just who she is. Whether it's a smile, a word of encouragement, or a simple gesture of support, her kindness flows freely. She doesn't do it for recognition or reward. She does it because she genuinely cares. It's in the small things, holding the door for someone, offering a listening ear, or giving a compliment that lifts someone's spirit. A woman who lives with kindness and empathy creates ripples that extend far beyond herself. Her actions inspire others to be better, to be more compassionate, to give more than they take. She leads by example. Ambition and growth are the driving forces behind a woman's journey. A gorgeous woman doesn't settle for what she's been given. She pushes beyond the limits. She's clear on her goals, and she's willing to work tirelessly to achieve them. She doesn't let fear or doubt hold her back. Instead, she uses them as fuel to keep moving forward. Her ambition is rooted in purpose, not competition, and she pursues her dreams with a quiet determination that demands respect. Russell, in a background, she's not in a race with others. She's focused on her own path, carving out her future with each decision she makes. But ambition alone is not enough. Growth is what transforms that ambition into something truly powerful. A gorgeous woman understands that success isn't just about achieving things. It's about learning, evolving, and becoming better every day. She seeks growth not just in her career, but in her personal life, her relationships, and her understanding of the world. She's open to feedback, willing to learn from her mistakes, and always looking for ways to improve herself. Her journey isn't about perfection, it's about progress. She doesn't fear change because she knows it's through change that she becomes stronger, wiser, and more capable of fulfilling her ambitions.